I am working with welcome to MathLovers. We are going to discuss this question, basics, talking about two normals drawn to the parabola y square equal to 8x. We understand y square equal to 8x belongs to the form of y square equal to 4ax type of parabola. From that, we understand the value of a is 2. So there's already a comma b and c comma d given here. That might confuse you. I wish to keep it as capital A equal to 2 from 2 points a comma b and c comma d. Normals are being drawn and they intersect at some other point called 18 comma 12. So I wish to introduce the parametric form. V8t1 square comma 2at1. Let this be the 1 point. And a8t2 square comma 2at2 be the other point. So this is what they have represented in our question as a comma b. This is what they represent our question as a comma d. From this two normals are drawn, which is intersecting at 18 comma 12. To have this question a bit, we should be knowing the intersection point of normals for the parabola y square equal to 4x. The intersection point of two normals is given by two a plus a times t1 square plus t2 square is t1 t2 not minus a t1 t2 times of t1 plus t2. The value of which is given in the question as 18 comma 12. I also know my value of a. A value is 2. So I'm going to substitute this. So 2 times a, that is 2 times 2 plus 2 times of t1 square plus t2 square plus t1 t2. So this information is given to us as 18. Okay. 2 to the 4, take it that side. So we are 18 minus 4, 14. So 2 times of t1 square plus t2 square plus t1 t2 equal to 14. So 2 times 7 it is. We have an expression with the x coordinate of the intersection point. Now with y coordinate minus a t1 t2. So minus 2 times t1 into t2 into t1 plus t2. This y coordinate of the intersection point is given in the question as 12. Okay, so this gives us minus t1 t2 times t1 plus t2 is going to be equal to 6. If we solve these two equations, then we are able to get the value of t1 and t2. And once we get t1 and t2, then we can do the product for ABCD. Okay. Okay, there are two variables here, t1 and t2. And there's a product as well. What shall we do? We can try to replace this form t1 square plus t2 square over here. It's going to become t1 plus t2 the whole square minus 2 t1 t2. I'm just writing right this a plus b whole square minus 2ab. Along with it, there's a plus t1 t2. Will give us something like this. Here also we have information about T1 plus T2. This T1 plus T2 can be written as minus 6 by T1 into T2. If you replace this information over here, and after squaring, it's going to come 36 times A1 into T2, the whole square, minus T1 into T2 equal to 7. So since the question is about the product, I wish to keep T1, T2 as a new variable K. T1, T2 be equal to K. So then after LCM, we'll be getting 36 minus AQ equal to 7K. So we have K cube plus 7K is equal to 36. Okay. Probably some p-value of K or an integer value of K should work for this. If we try with K being 2, we get 2 cube 8, 7 to 14, 8 plus 14 comes 20. Try with K being 3, we get 21 plus with E7 plus 21, that adds up to 48, which is more than this. Now on the other side, they're asking product of A, B, C, D. So we understand A is 81 square, B is 281. B is 82 square, B is 282. So basically this information which they're asking us, when you multiply, you will be having 4 times A power 4 and T1 square, T1 altogether, that's like T1 cube. Okay, and similarly T2 square to T2, it's going to become T2 cube. This is what they are basically asking us. We already know the value of A. Value of A is 2 power 4. The value of this T1, T2 is also like going to be T1, T2, the whole cube. Basically, we just want to know what is the value of K cube. If we substitute that, the sum is over. 2 power 4 is 16, 16 for 64. 64 times K cube it is. So we have to get the value of K from this cubic polynomial. We tried with integers, it didn't work. Let's try it a different way. A times K squared plus 7. Let's take the factorize. I'm just gonna check for what will go. So we need the solution of K before we proceed. In the LCM process, we made a mistake. That's to be K squared here. The K cube plus 7 K squared becoming 36. Mostly these kind of questions without an integer answers, we can notice it's easier getting solved for K being 2. First 2 cube 8, 7 into 2 squares are 4 is 28. 28 plus 8 is 36. So K equal to 2. We substitute here, so 64 into 2 cubes. So 64 into 8. So 64 into 8 will become 512. We got the value of n people. Find here. So answer is 512. So this question, if you do not know the intersection point of two normals, you will be unnecessarily wasting a lot of time. So this problem gives you a good edge when you get to know it, how to solve it quick. Come and fall in love with math. Subscribe our channel, MathLovers.